Hi, I'm here to talk about new gaming mistakes, the missing piece when buying a new game. So, there's a ton of fun games out there, right? There's train ones, there's Catan, there's Pandemic, some of them are group ones, and some of the games that you buy might even spike in value. That Holofoil Charizard card from first edition is extremely valuable right now in very good condition. Um, And so what happens, right? You play a board game with the friends, and you're like, oh, this one's really good, and then you go get it, and then you go to the board game shop, and then you're like, oh, the other one catches my eye, so you get the one with the birds, and then you read an article about the tree one or the train one, and then you get that one too, and then before you know it, you have this pile of board games, and then you're like, uh-oh, not only did I run out of money, but I also ran out of space, right? And why am I talking about this? Because there's a Digimon trading card game that's out there that I want. I love Digimon. I love the Digimon cards. I actually had the first version of the Digimon cards back way then, back a long time ago as a kid. And I want to Digivolve them. I'm on the Reddit. I'm looking at what people are posting. I have a high interest in this game. A high interest. But maybe I shouldn't get it. And I want to talk about why. Let's take a step back. When I was in college, one of the upperclassmen, I think a freshman, introduced me to a board game called Settlers of Catan, and I played that, and I'm like, wow, this is so much fun. Like, and then when I was a sophomore, I bought it, and then me and my friends played a lot. Like every weekend, without fail, we would play this game, maybe 2-3 times per night, and we just had a great time. And later, I bought games, and then I played even more games. I discovered Agricola, the Happy Farming game, and then we played that very often with my friends. Maybe every weekend we would play Agricola. Put Settlers in there on rotation every now and then. And then when I graduated, I had more money, had more time. I was able to get into my roommate. He got me into Warhammer 40K. So I started a Tau army. I bought all these miniatures, and you had to build them and paint them and do all that other stuff. And then I went extra, of course, and magnetize them and things. And I played them. Like I would go to the shop and I would play, a couple of weekends here or there. So I felt like, everything's fine. I love gaming. I love different types of games. Let's keep going. Eventually I got tired of the company making 40K, so I got into War Machine, bought a bunch of figures, I painted them, steampunk. This is cool. And then I'm like, oh, there's another one. There's Drop Zone Commander. Maybe I could play this tabletop game. So I bought it. And then I actually bought a couple more kits for this. And then I even painted a couple things. And then I'm like, something, I didn't even get a chance to play. And so I'm like, and then this pattern kind of continued where I just kept jumping from thing to thing. So Keyforge later came out, and I bought a bunch of decks for those. And I did play. I did go to the shop and play. I even played with myself a little bit, just like it just made me a little sad. So that was fine, and then later on they were on sale, so it was fine. And then one time I went to a convention and I bought the board game Last Night on Earth because I was talking with the developer, had a good conversation, and I'm like, oh, this is really fun, And then I even bought another one, like the Monster Hunter one, and like that was like I played at the convention, and then like I almost never played after that, and it got to the point where like. I went to BoardGameGeek.com, the board game convention. I went there, and then they give you a board game, and then they gave me this lawnmower board game for more money, and then I just looked, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, yes, I love board games and I love playing them, but like it got to the point where I just have like stacks and stacks and stacks of board games. I had shelves that were getting dusty because there were games that I was never even touching, and I had all these boxes of things, and it's just like. Whoops, like something went wrong. And this wasn't working out for me anymore. Thankfully, I had resources like Half Price, so you can go there and sell all your junk. So I did multiple trips to Half Price, selling, the board games that I would play less, or board games that I just, wasn't really playing a lot with my friends or family and whatever. Some of them I gave away. I had a background with education at one point. I gave them to some high school kids, and that was fine. And it's just kind of this realization that like I'm not in college anymore, and so like what's the point? Right? The point is to trade money for fun, right? So what is fun? So, well, you could go to the movies, right, and ticket will be $15 for 2 hours of movie. So that's $5 per hour of enjoyment, right? So the lower this is, the better. You could buy like a physical movie, DVD, Blu-ray, and maybe you like that, and so those are a little bit cheaper, right? So that could be I don't know, $2 per hour. You could buy a video game, right? Video games are usually $60. Some of them are really short and sweet. Resident Evil is kind of shorter and good, concise. 10 hours. Some of them are a little bit longer. So I remember Final Fantasy VII remake. I gave it, I don't know, 40, 50 hours. Some of them are even longer. So like Pokemon, 100 hours. Civilization, 100 hours, right? Like there's a range, right? But I'm just gonna pick a number. So let's say it's $2 per hour. Have fun. Vacations, $1,000 vacation somewhere can run you, a weekend as well, 48 hours. So, roughly $20 per hour. Depends. Again, everybody's different. Depends on where you go. Some are more expensive, some are cheaper. Maybe go for longer, right? There's a whole lot of permutations for how that could look. You could buy a book. Books are what, $10? The average book takes what, 10 hours to read? $1 per hour. Pretty efficient. And then you get to board games, right? So the average board game is $50. But how many hours is that, right? Are you playing once? Are you playing 100 times? And then you get to card games, right? So card games, to get you a deck and boosters and all this stuff, can be $50 or way more, right? Hundreds, thousands of dollars even. And and again, I'm just putting a number to this, right? If you play very few times, this is a very expensive way to get fun. But if you play a lot of times, particularly with board games, right, this is a very inexpensive way to have fun. Your mileage will vary, right? How much did you enjoy that movie, right? And so, I saw Avengers Endgame multiple times in theaters for money, right? Like, there are video games that I like a lot. There are video games that I played. There are video games I played that I didn't really like the Dragon Ball Z Fighters, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I don't know, I like Dragon Ball. I played Smash, and then I played it, and it just did not click. After like 2-3 hours, I'm like, no, I'm sold it. Right? It's just your mileage will depend. So what's my mileage? I mean, when I was in college, I had so much time for board games, right? So many people that were smart and ready to play. And then you had different groups together that had different games, and it was so easy to play stuff. But now I'm a little bigger, and it's not quite the same. So I don't have as much time for things, and then here's the worst part, right? Like yes, the board games are fun, and yes, I have bit more financial stuff to buy them. Like, I'm not as poor as I was in college. Like, I could buy Digimon. I have the money to buy Digimon. I could buy booster box. I could buy decks. Like, I can do all that, and I want it. And this is like a screenshot of Amazon. You could buy a booster box for $100, and this is pretty good comparing to where this game has been in the past. But this is my stuff now. Like, my Magic the Gathering, my Pokemon, my Keyforge, they're just in boxes under the bed, and I rarely take them out. And I know that with Digimon, like, yes, I'll take them out. Maybe I play with myself here or there. If I'm lucky, I'll go to the shop. Although with COVID, who knows? But it's probably going to go under the bed too, right? And that's not fun. I don't know. So I guess I'm just at the point in my life where, buying tons and tons and tons of board games is maybe not the best choice, the best use of money, right? And instead, it's just spend more time with friends, right? Like, I have plenty of board games. I can play all those with friends, and we can still have plenty of fun weekends. And in this channel, I also talk about crypto, so you can always just spend your money on crypto and ride that up, or maybe other investments, right? You could buy stocks and ride those up, and maybe later you have more resources to buy more games, or more space to hold them, and it's not a big deal. Or maybe there's even like alternative investments, right? Maybe there's other things you could buy that like also increase in value. Anyway, easy peasy, right? Thank you guys for listening. This is Science Trainer Gamer. Posted this in my Spanish channel as well, Jugador de Ciencia. So again, I'm just sharing different thoughts about current gaming situation, and maybe this helps you think about how you allocate your money. More crypto videos are coming soon. More, there are more board games that I'm ready to review. And sorry I'm slow. This is still a hobby that I'm picking up. Thank you. See you again next time.